Hey everybody, welcome to the very first web user group of 2020. Happy New Year, happy future. Hope you're all doing well. That's a good point, Shrek. The entire decade. Presumably Grumpity is on her way, and all she ever does is reiterate stuff that I already said when she comes in, so I'll give her a few minutes so that we can hopefully not step on each other's toes, as much as you all may be amused by that. No, not at all. Exactly the opposite. You don't let her hear you say that, Lucy. She signs my paychecks. It's a bad idea.
Yeah, let's get Reed into trouble.
If we can do that first thing, that's the way I want to start 2020.
Sounds good to me.
You all hear this? They snipe at me constantly. It's amazing we get anything done.
Truly astounding.
We're just scrubbing for you.
All right, well, she'll just have to catch up as per usual. It's 2:05. I'm going to go ahead and get us started. We have a fair amount to go through. I know, right? I better be good. Wanted to say right up front, since we've got, we're getting there, Lucy. Hold on. We've got a couple of new people. This is particularly the web user group, so only things that have to do with our web properties. Low-hanging fruit here is marketplace or accounts management or events or the community pages, things along those lines, profiles. The things that we aren't really prepared or capable of handling for you are things like the way things work in World, particularly around abuse reports and things along those lines, support, that kind of thing. We do have a governance user group. It also happens on Tuesdays, but put me on that, might be Wednesdays. Anyway, you can look it up on the wiki. So, that being said, oh, look, there she is. Fantastic. So, let's get into last month. As you all know, we were out for much of the holiday break, so it was a shorter month. That did not stop us from getting stuff out, though. You will have potentially noticed that destination guide submissions were a little bit wonky during the break, but we immediately used those, and those should all be working again. Thank you for that. Very happy to see that coming back in. Am I cutting out? All right. Well, hopefully it's not my Wi-Fi, and hopefully it's just where my microphone was. But destination guides, they're working again. And are they still going sideways as of today, Inara? Okay, thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. We also have released a bunch of event stuff, particularly around recurring events, and I'm going to be handing over to Kira to talk more about that in just a moment. But once I get through the list here, Lucy has already said and spoiled for me, but limited quantities filters. Y'all have been asking for it forever, and we have delivered. Also demo filters, and also an entire new page for gifts received, so that you can find the gifts that you've received, who they were from, and get redelivery right there. So hopefully that's 3 big check marks on things that people were for the market for a while. We're pretty excited. We think that that represents a pretty awesome slate of stuff to deliver in a very short amount of time, particularly as everybody was going on vacation for the holidays. So there you go. That's last month. Before we move on to what's coming up next, I did want to throw it to Kira, let her talk more about what she did on events. Go, Kira, go.
Thanks, Ray. Hi, everybody. Yeah, so today, or no, sorry, not today, earlier this week, we enabled recurring posting events for premium users on the events page. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to post a weekly or monthly recurring event, up to 12 of them at a time, for a set fee of 50 Linden dollars. The events do still have to stick to the guidelines that were listed on the initial page. But now instead of having to list, each one individually, you can list them all in a batch of 12. We're going to go through and reevaluate how that's going and make any tweaks that we need to down the line, if necessary. We've also found a couple of little things that we are tweaking in regards to monthly scheduling, because not all months have the same number of dates, and programming around that is hard. So right now for monthlies, if you try to plan something that starts on the very last day of the month, you may get some wonky dates in there. You can go back and manually edit those dates, but we're going to be rolling out some fixes shortly to make that a little bit easier and handle those off months a little bit smoother. Was the fee changed for recurring? I don't believe so. For individual postings, that's correct. But this is for a bulk of 12 events.
Up to 12.
Up to 12. So, I mean, if you wanted to do one at the 50, you could, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Correct. Yeah, the individual posting, nothing has changed about that. You just now also have the option to do a recurring event. Correct. And that's 12 of the same event. You don't have different description fields. It's all the same description. So if you have, a monthly user group, a weekly meetup of some kind, that's the kind of thing that this is going to be for, where you have the same description in there.
You may have noticed that there was an event for this user group. You may even have noticed that for a brief moment there were 2. I can neither confirm nor deny that 2 of us made a separate event for this. In our enthusiasm.
Well, mine was better because it was a recurring event.
Yours was definitely better. Yours is always better. Thanks, boss. Everything you do is fantastic.
Yes, but everything you do is fabuloso.
That was the correct response. Thank you. I feel better now.
A little bit further down the line, there'll be some more changes coming to events as we kind of fine-tune search and make things in there a little bit more relevant. So that'll be coming down the line. We have a few other really big projects to get out the door before we can turn our attention back to events. But we're not done tweaking events yet. There's some really cool stuff that I'm hoping that we can do with it. So keep your eyes on events.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Okay, so the future plans, more things for events, as Kira just mentioned. Also, the name changes are coming. The stuff is coming. Exciting. A few more small things.
Oh my god, we got so many submissions.
We do. So we're over a couple of thousand of name submissions, and please keep them coming. They're fantastic, and we love all of them. We have definitely started going through and picking out our favorites and enjoying quite a bit of that. So let's continue to do so. Oh, when is the name submission thing over, Grumpity? Did I just speak out of turn? Oh no! I'm so sorry. Well, we got a few thousand,
Don't submit
so we're
anymore.
happy.
Yeah, we got over 2,000 submissions. And that's 3 each, so it's actually over 6,000 submissions. We're gonna
Memes
be,
aplenty.
yeah. And I'm really loving some of these. Like, I look at the submissions when I need a little pick-me-up.
So that's the future. The big, glorious future. And then, of course, we will continue making all of our normal fixes for security and efficiency. Are we prepared to talk about that?
We're looking at about 30.
Okay.
Yep.
Slaughter Fest is a good one. I wonder if we can use that.
I like how that just rolls off the tongue.
It's so good. I mean, he won an award for the fjords. I like plus. Lucy, they're going to go for, it's mostly until we hit a number of people having taken the names that we're comfortable with, and then we'll switch it out to another one. So if you see one you like, grab it soon. We will be constantly evaluating how the names are doing. We have people who are going to be paying attention quite a bit to that. So if it looks like something is not very popular at all and it's been sitting there and languishing for a while, we might think about switching it out for something that we think will be more popular.
And then, of course, it will become prized and rare.
Indeed. Yeah, these are not fire and forget. We're going to be watching these pretty closely. So I guess we've already done it, but Q&A, unless Kira or Grumpity, do you have more you want to talk about before we get to that point?
I do not. My full attention is on name changes. So.
That is very true. Everybody send your love to Kira when we see it.
I'd appreciate whiskey instead, but okay.
And she is, hey, listen, love comes in many forms.
That's right. No judgment.
We can neither confirm nor deny.
I mean, once she has birthed this last name's new name's child, she's going to need all the whiskey.
Well, hopefully the child will not require any nursing. So
So you say. Let's hope.
I mean, really hope.
Yeah,
Because otherwise, I'm going to be nursing that baby on whiskey.
Straight whiskey.
Hey, I think whiskey has to be one of the first last names included.
It may have to be.
Ooh, then I really want straight whiskey. Can I change my name first before anybody
to
else
be the
can?
name.
Yeah.
Can I get the inside track on that, Kira?
We'll talk.
Gee, Reed, if only you knew people.
I'm asking the person. I'm asking the right one. Okay, that doesn't sound like it. So Q&A, hit us. Also, again, thanks everyone for coming. Really happy to see a nice full list today. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, I think, is actually too long. So no, probably not one of the choices. I know.
No, it's actually not too long, but I don't believe it's one of the choices. It might be on that list. I don't know. There's 6,000 names.
There's no guarantee that we're going to use all 6,000. But if it's popular enough. I think we all just come to listen to Grumpity speak. She's such an amazing light. A true inspiration to all of us.
You're freaking me out, Reed.
Shh, Lucy, you're going to give away my secret plan.
Lissy, I don't want to give you a date because you know what'll happen if I give you that date. Name changes is huge, as I'm sure most of you know. We've had to investigate every deep, dark corner of Second Life. So it's taken a while because there's so many aspects that we have to consider before we make this possible. We'll still be here before Premium Plus. I can't comment on that either.
The current intent is for last names to go out before Premium Plus. Plus!
Loose, yes.
Well, I mean, that was like last year. You can't hold us to it.
We have not changed our plans on that, Lucy. How about that? that was last decade.
I will say I have a very aggressive end date for name changes, so it's not something we want to sit on for too long. We do want to get it out to y'all as quickly as possible, but I want to make sure it doesn't break anything.
Lady, the only thing I can say to that is we sure hope so. It is absolutely our plan.
Coming right up, Lucy.
It's all the news that's fit to print, Lucy. Like I say, it was a short month last month. And, yep, Q&A time. Hit us. Lady, we did talk about that at the beginning. I think Inara was going to double check and see if it's still happening, but we believe we fixed that. Lucy, we're not quite ready to reveal that. We do have some things in the works, but they're tentative at the moment.
A lot of the stuff that gets worked on Marketplace also has to do with performance, which is frequently not visible until it goes wrong.
Yeah, I mean, like one of the things that if you poke around at it, you may notice that searching through your invoices is moving quite a bit faster than it used to. That's something that took a fair amount of work on our end, but we are doing things. It's not really a new feature, though, you know what I mean? Well, I said faster, not more accurate.
As an aside, I was very disappointed to find Bodie McBoatface on the last names contest submissions.
Lucy, it's definitely still being considered.
One step at a time, Lucy.
Review date's an interesting idea. Might be worth submitting a feature request for that one. Hint, hint.
We triaged that feature request just this morning.
See? We do stuff. Actually, we look through all those every week.
Sometimes we're at a loss for how to respond, which is why it takes us more than a week to triage them. But it's usually because we're doing additional investigation.
I think that was just up a little bit there, Lucy. Who was asking for that?
I think what they said was, I'm not going to ask for colors. But I don't think we're going to tackle colors quite yet.
can blame me for not having nice things.
Blaming Reed works for me.
It seems to work for everybody in the company. Hey, 15 years. Congrats.
Lady, I understand. We currently don't have functionality that would support this type of search, though.
Yeah, I'm not even sure how we would implement that.
It would have to rely on descriptions or keywords or something.
Keywords lie.
No.
I mean, they do. Lucy, is there any reason why they couldn't put those links in the description of the product? Yeah. Seems like a good way to do that.
Formatting, product descriptions. Yeah, maybe. Possibly. Did we have a feature request for it already? Noted.
I don't believe that was specifically in the last change, no. We have on our docket a number of search-related things to do, but I don't have a specific date for that for you. Search is kind of a big hairy knot.
Quick, let's run away before she comes back. Does anyone else who is not Lucia have anything to ask? I used to get this from my high school English teacher all the time. He would ignore me and specifically say, does anybody else but Grumpity have anything to say? So, yeah. I feel the pain. Tangentially, mostly unrelated to specifically this meeting, but we're going to be posting an announcement about it shortly. Microsoft is discontinuing support for Windows 7. That means we too are going to be discontinuing support for Windows 7. If you or anybody you know are running Windows 7, you should upgrade. It's bad. Security patches are no longer coming out. I mean, it's Windows 7. Yeah, the upgrade is free. Just do it. Don't do Windows 7 anymore. Blog post coming shortly as well. Not at this time, Lucy. Too many web properties, too little time.
It's an open question, yeah.
Well, everyone mark your calendars. January 8th, 2020 at 2:41 p.m. Pacific. Just poking fun, Lucy.
I mean, her name is Daughter of the Devil.
Yeah. We're bad.
You know how we triage bugs, right? We're like, oh, well, we already did a thing Lucy wanted this month, so we can ignore the rest of her reports.
Don't say that.
Oh, wait, was I not supposed to tell her? Oh, no.
It's not true, Lucy. Don't believe it.
Yeah, like implemented a feature or something. Something like, you know, filters on the marketplace for demo items. They'll count them against you anyway. Okay, as much as I love poking fun at Lucy, I gotta take off early today. Happy New Year, everyone!
Happy New Year. We do still have 15 minutes, so I'll give a last call. If anybody else has anything they want to ask while Grumpity's gone, you can get me and Kira. I'm hearing crickets. Kira, sound like crickets to you? Ooh, we got one. We got one. We got a live one. Ooh, like what? That one's right up my alley. Hmm. That'd be interesting. Definitely go ahead and submit a feature request for those. There's some technical issues with that might be hard to work around, but I think from a product perspective, I certainly think that there's some merit there. It sounds interesting. Be worth throwing at the engineers and seeing what they come up with. Restarts from the web actually already exist, so you should be able to do that. Yeah, it's under my regions. Like if you log into the website and you go to your land, it takes you to your estate first, and then to the region page, and then from there you can restart it, I believe. And it does like the usual delayed restart with the 2-minute countdown. Yeah, you can also do it to come back up with scripts and physics and collisions off, in case you need to go in there and, snag a nasty griefware item or something. Everybody be very quiet. You're hearing Ekim talk. You don't want to scare him away. He spooks easy. A wild Ekim. Lady, yeah, it should be under my regions, I believe. I can go find it, but it's in there somewhere. It's been a while since we did that. But it is one of the ones that I did. Oh, yeah, it's only estate owners. Renters definitely don't get it. Yeah, we thought about that. It's it's on the list of things we're thinking about. Okay, well, I think that was it. Thank you all for coming. We'll see you again next month. In Nara, it will be the first Wednesday of next month. Cross my heart. Hope. And we will try very hard to get a blog post out a week before. It'll probably be the Monday like normal. Oh, just like a forum post? I guess our assumption was that the blog was a wider audience. I made a couple just yesterday, or maybe it was this morning. Pointing at the blog post, even. We can do that, Lucy. Lady, I'm not sure. Do you mean like your Google Calendar or something along those lines? Second Life events into that kind of calendar? That's an interesting idea. Here.
That's one of the things that I actually have on my backlog for when we have time. We're gonna look into doing something like that.
Got a soon TM.
Well, soon.
Actually, that one sounded more like a someday TM.
Someday. Yeah. Neat, cool stuff I want to do with events. It's just, oh, sorry, dog.
Got super excited. Calendar push? Yeah. Woof woof.
Okay, sorry about that. Somebody drove up and, dogs got to protect the house. But yeah, calendar work, a lot of like following events or venues, things like that. Treating it like a real events page. Good. Just a little bit. So yeah, I had a lot of fun going through that project and seeing what we could do to make it so that people would actually it's one of those things where we've got some huge projects going on. We got to get through those first before we can look at doing those.
All right. Now I'm going to go. Cheers, everybody. Happy 2020.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.